The Accumulation of Capital, an Anti-Critique, or What the Epigones Have Made of Marx's Theory, by Rosa Luxemburg. Habent sua fata libelli. Books have their fates. When I wrote my Accumulation, a thought depressed me from time to time. All followers of Marxist doctrine would declare that the things I was trying to show and carefully substantiate were self-evident. Nobody would voice a different opinion. My solution of the problem would be the only possible one imaginable. It turned out very differently. A number of critics in the social democratic press declared that the book was totally misguided to start with, and that such a problem calling for a solution did not exist at all. This is such a blatant case of epigonism that it can only be compared with an anecdotal event from the realms of pettifogging academics. The well-known story of the so-called Blattvertsetzung of Kant's Prolegomena. For a century, the philosophical world argued passionately about the various problems of Kantian theory, and about the Prolegomena in particular. The meaning of Kant's theory gave rise to whole schools that fought bitterly among themselves. But then Professor Wahinger cleared up one of the most obscure of these problems in the simplest possible way, by pointing out that a part of paragraph 4 of the Prolegomena, which is in fact completely unrelated to the rest of the chapter, belonged in paragraph 2. It had just been detached by a printing error in the original edition and had been put in the wrong place. And anyone who now reads the text straightforwardly can immediately see this. But not the cliquish academics who for a century had been constructing profound theories upon a printing error. And there actually was a pedantic academic, a professor in Bonn, who demonstrated in 4 indignant articles in the Philosophische Mannschaft that the alleged Blattvertsetzung did not exist, that it was precisely this printing error that expressed the sole correct and unadulterated Kant, and that whoever dared to locate a printing error there had not understood the simplest grain of Kant's philosophy. This is the way in which the experts now cling on to the premises of the second volume of Marx Kapital and the mathematical models that are built upon it. The main doubt of my critique is directed towards the fact that, on the question of accumulation, mathematical models can prove absolutely nothing, since their historical premise is untenable. The critic's reply is, but the models work out exactly. So the problem of accumulation is solved because it simply doesn't exist.